So today I'm going to show you how I made this Wi-Fi QR code magnet that you can put on your fridge and people can scan to have access to your Wi-Fi. So this is the site that I used to generate the Wi-Fi QR code. If you just Google Wi-Fi QR code generator, this will come up as one of the results, and there's a few other sites that you can do this on too. I don't think it really matters, but this is the one that I used, Pure.js Wi-Fi QR code generator. And all you do is you just punch in your SSID. And of course, this is like case sensitive. All of this has to match what your actual SSID and password is. You give it your password, click generate, gives you the QR code, and then you can have some options to save it. I do export as PNG, so I can save that picture, and then we're going to open it up in Inkscape and convert it to an SVG file so that it can be used in Fusion 360. So once you have Inkscape open, just open up the PNG you downloaded of your QR code, select it, and then go to Path, Trace Bitmap, uncheck Smooth Corners so that it has sharp edges, click Apply, and then you're just going to have to move it and delete the PNG that's underneath. And now you have your SVG there. Now I like to go to the Edit menu and do Resize Page to Selection just to make sure that like nothing's getting cut off when I save it. And then you can just go File, Save As, and it will be SVG by default, and you can just save that, and then we can bring it into Fusion. Okay, in Fusion I already prepared this sort of basic plate. It's basically just a rectangle with fillets on the corners, and there's some holes on the inside where the magnets will sit. You can see here in the section analysis. Nothing too crazy. And then to add the Wi-Fi QR code, we'll just create a sketch on the top plane here, top face, and then you can go Insert SVG, select your file, and then you might have to do some rotation, maybe some rescaling, so that you get the SVG in there properly. So I'm just going to resize it, kind of reposition it a little bit, get it centered. Of course, you don't want to go too small because then it'll lose the detail. Your printer won't be able to print it clearly, and it won't scan. So just be aware of that. And once you have this centered, it's just a matter of also adding the text above for Wi-Fi, and then basically extruding all the parts so that you have your Wi-Fi QR code. So I'm just going to speed through the rest of that. Okay, in Prusa Slicer, you're just going to import your STL. I will be slicing this at 0.2 millimeter layer height. Don't really need to go much smaller than that. There's not a lot of vertical detail to this. So 0.2 was pretty good. And one thing we will be doing is enabling the ironing setting in the infill settings. And actually, I'll just show you what it looks like without the ironing first. If you slice it without ironing, you can see all these paths on the top surface, especially for the dots and things for the QR code. Sometimes that can turn out a little bit weird. You can have like weird little gaps and stuff. But if you enable ironing, and ironing is a specific setting so that you get a smooth surface finish. So you can see here in the slicer all these extra paths that that are taken by the extruder so that you basically get as smooth as possible of a surface finish on the top layer. Now we're going to add the pause for inserting the magnets. So you can just right click on the timeline, add pause. You can insert some custom text here. And the pause will occur before the layer you're doing at, the layer that you did it at. So the printer will pause the print before then. And then we're also going to add a color change here where the QR code starts, or where the QR code starts. And so it's going to be white and black, and that's what it's going to look like. And we'll just slice that and export our G code. And I forgot to film the magnet insertion and the color change, but here's the finished product on the print bed. You can see there's a little bit of stringing, but we will deal with that. Alright, to get rid of the stringing, you just get one of these blowtorch lighters, give it a quick once over, and pretty much all the stringing is gone now. And here's a screenshot I took on my iPhone using the camera. You can see that it does actually scan and recognize the QR code, and it gives you that option to join my Wi-Fi network. Last but not least, here's the finished product on the fridge. You can see the magnets are in there, it's working, sticks to the fridge, looks pretty good, I think. And that's it. Thanks for watching.